humans of the internet, my name is Iceberg Lettuce, our editor/writer is Burnt French Toast, and welcome to ARandomToaster. Today we're going to be talking about seasons, specifically seasons in Minecraft. I feel like seasons, as in changing from spring to winter to summer to however they go, don't really have a place in Minecraft. It would feel kind of weird for things to be changing around you. That would be cool, but it doesn't really have a place in vanilla Minecraft. I do feel like the themes of seasons do have a place though, and I think it would be interesting to see different biomes and areas based on the different seasons be developed. So that's what we're talking about here today, specifically autumn. The idea that me and Burnt French Toast came up with is a new biome called the autumn forest biome. This new biome would be a cold biome and would spawn pretty commonly throughout the world, about as often as a taiga. The first thing you'll notice when you step into this new biome is the leaves. The leaves are all shades of orange and red and all the other colors that leaves like to turn during the fall. These colorful leaves are just a cosmetic change in this biome, so placing down any leaves in here will automatically turn them orange and red. One of the first things that comes to mind when you think about fall and autumn might be harvests. You know, pumpkin patches, hay, corn mazes, all that stuff. So we wanted to incorporate some of those ideas into the autumn forest biome as well. For that reason, you'll find pumpkins scattered all throughout this biome, as well as a new generated structure called the abandoned farm. The abandoned farm is basically just a small fenced-in area with a scarecrow out front. Inside the fenced-in area, you'll find a little bit of farmland with two different random crops planted in it, so you might find beetroot and pumpkins, or wheat and carrots. For that reason, they'll be very helpful in your early game, because they'll allow you to find some rarer crops such as beetroot and get started planting them in your own farms. In addition, they're pretty common, with about 1 or 2 spawning in every autumn forest biome. These abandoned farms will also spawn with a loot chest, containing some farming tools, other crops, and maybe even a golden apple. Since it's an abandoned farm, you'll also find some zombie farmer villagers spawning near it. Well, what about villages in the autumn forest biome? Well, you won't be able to find normal villages, but since Halloween is in autumn, and Halloween is a pretty spooky time, you will be able to find some abandoned villages. Ooh. Hey, what's that there on the ground? It's a dead leaf. Dead leaves are a block, I guess, that will spawn naturally in autumn forest biomes. If there's dirt or grass up to 3 blocks underneath a normal leaf block in an autumn forest, eventually some dead leaves will spawn on top of the dirt. In addition, bone mealing the ground in an autumn forest has a chance to create some dead leaves on the ground. If you want to pick up dead leaves off the ground, you're going to have to use either a silk touch tool or some shears. Oh, and obviously they create a little satisfying crunch noise when you step on them.
Hey Iceberg, what are dead leaves useful for?
After a bit of googling, we found that dead leaves really aren't that useful for much other than composting, so dead leaves will make for some pretty good composter fuel. Oh, and what else do you do with dead leaves? You pile them up and you jump in them, obviously. So 4 dead leaves in a square will craft a dead leaf pile. Dead leaf pile blocks will work a little bit like scaffolding in that you can walk through them and also stand on them. There are a few key differences between dead leaves and scaffolding, however. For one, dead leaves are placed like normal blocks. And for 2, whenever you're inside of a dead leaf, you can't actually see. Your vision will be obstructed by a texture that looks like a bunch of dead leaves in your face. This means you can create some mazes where the player can't see for certain sections of it that are filled up with dead leaf piles. Oh, and since everyone loves jumping on dead leaves, they'll break your fall a little bit if you fall on them from a distance. Every biome needs some animals, and the autumn forest has crows. Just try to ignore the fact that it looks like a retextured chicken. It definitely is not a retextured chicken, trust me. Okay, so crows come along with this new block called a nest. Nests will spawn randomly in trees in the autumn forests, or you can craft one using 6 sticks. Every crow will try to choose and claim a nest that is in a certain radius around it. They'll try to get back to this nest when they can. If they see any dropped items on the ground within a certain radius around their nest, they'll fly over to them and try to take them back to their nest. Make sure you don't drop anything important around these guys. You can get items back out of their nest either with a hopper or by breaking the nest. This does mean crows could be useful for some contraptions where you use them to collect items for you. Also, you're probably wondering what a crow drops when you kill it. Well, it drops feathers. That's about it. What's the first clothing item that comes to mind when you think of fall or autumn? Overalls? Straw hats? Maybe some long underwear? Okay, well we're not adding any of those. How about sweaters? As you might have guessed, sweaters are crafted by placing wool in the shape of a chest plate in the crafting grid thing. You can craft it with any color wool you want, and a sweater is a lot more colorful than a dyed leather tunic. Also, you'd be able to put banner patterns on the front of a sweater to make it even more customizable. In terms of use, a sweater is kind of a terrible armor. It would have a use other than protecting you from attacks though. The sweater keeps you nice and warm and comfortable, so it'll stop you from losing hunger as fast when you're running. This means you can put on a sweater and go out exploring and not have to eat as much while you're just running around. So that's the autumn forest biome update. If you like our idea, make sure to check out the link in the description below and vote for it on the Minecraft feedback page. Also, if you want to see what these ideas would look like for yourself in your own world, we've put a link to the texture pack we used to make this video. All we really did was replace a bunch of random items with the things we wanted to show off, but you can still check it out and see the textures we made. If you want to get more updates from me and Burnt French Toast, check out our personal Twitters in the description, @iceberglettuce0 and @FrenchToastMC. Also, do you like talking about Minecraft and video games in general and all that stuff with some pretty cool people? Check out our Discord in the description. We'll be on there occasionally, so you can talk to us if you want to suggest some ideas. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time, Toasties.